Ben Ainslie, CEO and helmsman of Ineos Britannia, challenger of record of the 37th America's Cup. Ben, let's talk a little bit about the strategy of the team. I noticed that on the main positions, the technical officer, the technical director, and many very important people in the team are coming from Mercedes and their Formula One team. Could you explain a little bit what's the mindset and the strategy on that? Are you trying to think out of the box and push the limits harder than anyone else?
Well, I guess the mindset is Mercedes are 8 times Formula One world champions, so they must know what they're doing in a technical sport, very simply. But no, of course it's much more than that, and it really is a true collaboration between America's Cup and Formula One. But when you look at Ineos, Jim Ratcliffe, their involvement with Mercedes Formula One, and of course with the America's Cup team since AC36, it became obvious that there were some strong synergies there, and so we pushed very hard for that. I guess we have really implemented a lot of the firepower that MF1 have up in Brackley in Northamptonshire, and so in many ways it made sense that to be able to really maximise that collaboration, if you like, we needed to have some very strong leaders from Mercedes, also in leadership roles with the America's Cup team. But then when you bring it back to the America's Cup experience, if you like, you have people like Martin Fisher, who has a long history of America's Cup involvement, and a number of other key guys that have been with us in our America's Cup guys since AC35. So, like I said, true collaboration.
Then, when looking at the different components on the boat, for example, we saw some radical designs on the foils the past months. Now today I noticed very big differences in between the other main and this main that has a much narrower head. Are you also pushing very hard in terms of design, trying to find a big advantage?
Well, of course, I'm sure if you ask the other teams, look at all of the other teams, they're pushing in every area, because certainly when you look at Team New Zealand, the gap between Team New Zealand and the other teams in the last Cup was pretty significant. So if you think, well, they're going to make another pretty significant jump, the jump the rest of us have to make is pretty huge. So you've got to look in every single area where you can make ideally big gains, but even if they're just small gains, they're all going to stack up and count. And that of course is the secret. And then on top of that, reliability is going to be key. You saw today, we had an issue with our rudder again. That was the rudder that we fixed from the previous issue with some tow testing. And whilst it's only a test boat and test rudder, it's still good learning, really good learning going into the race boat and trying to ensure that we don't suffer those reliability issues.
Which kind of issue did you have in the rudder today? Is it a structural damage or electronic?
We don't know quite yet. Yeah, but some structural issues with the rudder and the rudder case. Don't know quite how bad it is yet, so we'll have to look into that and figure out what the fix is, how long it's going to take.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.